Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 28, Episode 10. In the previous episode, we laid a fair amount of flooring and also finished off workshops and generally progressed on. We also found a fairly nicely hidden tunnel around here as well, which was quite good indeed. Very, very crafty of them to hide it, so I had to rip the bloody toilet off the wall to find the thing. In this episode, we will be finishing off the prison. I was going to expand to the left, but that would mean overrunning to the next alpha, which I'm not a big fan of doing normally. So the plan is to get all the tiles down, maybe even get this governmental security rating grant done just to get the money. We've got a little bit of money to place flooring and such, but yeah, I reckon just quickly get it sort of all done and then I'll release the save to you. I think that is the overall plan. So, first things first, we will go to our objects and then... Actually, no, we don't need to do that. I was going to say put an extra... Oh, yes, that's what I was going to do. Yes, we need to go to objects to actually put in the remaining medical beds that are over here. This has been something I've... sort of forgotten to do. Oh, you can't even spin... Oh, yeah, you can spin them around. There we go. I've been forgetting to do that. It means that you can have multiple people working in there, multiple people getting treatment in there, so that should be okay. Right, we need to put in some of the security flooring, so let's not do the security flooring. Let's get on with the cell block flooring. So I'm going to do a very similar pattern to what I've got around here. So I want to have the same sort of dark sort of look to it. So I'm going to have a big walkway that goes all the way to the end there, like that. And then what I want to do is probably run the flooring in for the cells into each one of these, like that. Now, I've done something like this before. I'm just going to run this all the way up to there, run that right across, and we'll see how this goes. Now, obviously, this is just a bit of a test, you understand, in this cell block. I might even change the design later on, but I need to sort of do it so that there's pathways all the way along between the different cells. However, the gaps in between will be filled with something else. I did that in the last alpha, and it worked really well, but it was also a little bit weird in some cases. We need to really needed to work at it, so... We'll see what happens. Let me just put some other security stuff in. We'll also do... I think we'll do it in here as well. There we go. Or do we want to put metal flooring? I like the idea of metal flooring in the in the solitary area. That seems to fit the bill quite nicely. Right. Let's just allow them to crack on with that. But yes, this is it's going to be the last episode for this prison. Obviously, I'll be doing a fight club and such, but I don't even think that'll go well. I'll do a fight club, but I can only imagine that just not working. I can imagine the prisoners going, yeah, let's have a bit of a fight, and then sort of giving up. I imagine. I can't imagine what else they will really do. Anyway, let's speed up to max speed there, and we'll see what happens. What's going to happen here? Are they going to actually do it in the right order? Yes, they are doing it sort of in the right order. No, they've moved over to here and there instead of finishing off down there. They never do it in a weird dot matrix like scan line all the way along. Strange. But yeah, we need to figure out what we're going to have in the gaps and such. I also need to figure out what we're going to put around all of the gaps in the prison. Currently it's dirt. We could keep it as dirt, but I always like to put something other than that around the place, but we will see in a moment. But yeah, the prison, it works. It's exactly how I wanted it to be. It functions, it works. We've had very little violence. In fact, I don't think we've had any violence. We had a death, sadly, because of an OD, but we're trying to resolve that. But I don't really think we've had any bother. The only trouble we've had is the lack of people working in the workshop and such. I mean, obviously we're making license plates, as you can see. We are chopping up the logs and such into these nice sort of wooden planks and such, which are all working. They're all working fine, but we just don't have enough people working in our... It's in the programs. Let's have a quick look. Work off safety induction. We've 4 passed. Got 4 people working in the entire workshop, and me adding another workshop hasn't really helped out because they'll go between one another again. The good old prison architect problems rears its head, you know. You can't really have 2 of anything. But still, right. Looks like that's gone in quite nicely. That looks okay, doesn't it? I do like that. Right, okay. What shall I do? Shall we put in the fancy tiles in the gaps? Mosaic, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, I think we'll try mosaic and we'll see what happens. Now, I could have, if I wanted to, just like make a big lump of mosaic floor all over the ground. Oh, I've actually missed a little bit out there with the tiles. Yeah, I could have made a big chunk of mosaic flooring and then just overwritten it, but that would have been a little bit of a waste of money. Although, if I did it before it was placed, I would actually, I wouldn't really lose any money because it wouldn't be overwritten. It would just stay in the storeroom and such. So, oh, I like the look of that. Look, that looks very nice, in fact. I really like the look of that. Excellent, I might even do that for my next one. Let's move this over to there. And there is one cell block, which looks really good. And I've missed a little bit of concrete flooring there. I'm sure there's going to be bits that I've missed out here. But, you know, it can't be helped. Right. There's that sorted. Excellent. The workshop, we will have a mosaic flooring because that's just what we're going to go with. I don't know why. It just seems to be quite fitting. We are losing money very, very rapidly here. So, maybe... Oh yeah, we're actually on 73% on that foundation education course. The general education we haven't really done. I think we'll go for that governmental security rating, which aside 2 armed guards on a patrol. So to do that, we need an armory, and I don't even know if we've unlocked it. Let's have a quick look at bureaucracy. We have not unlocked an armory. So if I did do that, it would cost 2 grand to do that, to unlock an armory. Then I would have to build it. That would be 3 grand. I never really wanted an armory. I didn't really want to get that thing done. Huh. Not really sure what to do about that one. Do I actually want 15 grand? I'll get it. I'll get the armory thing done because it'll give us a bonus. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, things like the tax relief, and then go like that, and then actually make it quite large. And we might expand this one. I might roll it over to the next alpha if that's something that A, you want, and B, if the next alpha is compatible, I guess, because obviously the way it works is sometimes it not necessarily breaks the prison, but it changes the way things work, and then you have to do there's a lot of effort to try and get it working and such. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we actually come to it. The old English idiom of saying, I'm not going to worry about it until I have to. Right. What should we do? Well, we're just waiting for a little bit more cash. We've got 8 grand there. And we're getting a fair amount from the from our exports, which is all good. Let me just go to our mosaic flooring, and we're going to again shove a bit of mosaic in here. It's a fair amount of cash, but it's well spent, I think. We need to get this thing looking quite good, which it is, I think. It does look quite good. It looks dark, and it looks dingy, and that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be that stylized. It was supposed to look like that. Excellent. A couple of people have mentioned about the tunnels that we have, or the sort of slight problem that we have with the tunnels. I agree that we have a bit of a problem with them, but I also don't think we can do anything about it. Many people suggested that we actually put in some extra protection around the bottom part, so we replace this bit of chain link fence, or even just a section from there to there, like a five section, with a perimeter wall, and that would actually really hinder their progress, because if they were going to tunnel through it, they would never pick the building way, so they'd have to come out and then down this way here. So even the closest person would be here. They would have to dig out and then down here, which is quite easy because obviously it is just dirt. And when they get to this bit here, at the moment, straight under the fence and they're out. However, if they... Oh, I thought there was a fight there. No, we found something. If they sort of got to here, and there was a chain link fence, there was a perimeter wall instead of a chain link fence, they would have to either go around, which would probably be the preferred method, or they would have to try and tunnel under it. Why did he just go there? James Davies, you are going to get searched, because nobody would, in the right mind, would come back here for no reason. So let's just see, shall we? We're going to search him, and almost certainly a pack of cigarettes that's just been flung in. Probably. It says to have a quick look. Intelligence, and then last 24 hours, thrown in, and we found it straight away. Yeah, that didn't really last that long for you, did it, sir? Oh, good grief. Let's have a quick look at each of these prisoners here. Found weapons there. We can't exactly bring any of these into confidential informants. None of them. Actually, we've been able to bring into a confidential informant. The confidential informant fold, as it were. It's a bit of a weird one. That you would have thought we'd be able to do that. I just need to check on my staff, because some people said I've got too many workers. I think I'm going to fire a couple of workers, because we don't need all of them. We've only got 2 cooks, but it's been working fantastically well because of the prisoners obviously working in there, which is fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. The thing is, I wanted to not understaff the place, but I didn't want to do my typical of overstaffing it and just calling it a day. Normally I just go, I need about 6 cooks, let's just hire 10 just in case. So I wanted to make the prisoners work pretty much everywhere I can in this place, and we've done that. We've obviously got a laundry working with them. I mean, the thing is, you say laundry, you know, they're working in the laundry. Traditionally they could only work in the laundry, that nobody else could do it, but then it was introduced that the janitors could use the laundry, but now obviously we've never really done that. The cleaning cupboard, obviously solely the realm of the prisoner, and they've been cleaning up quite nicely. In fact, as you can see, it's almost not dirty. No, it's not dirty at all, really. Not really dirty. The only dirt is the horrible concrete textures, I guess, which I actually like the look of. But yeah, that's it. Don't think there's anything else really. Let me just go to planning, and we'll remove all of the little bits of planning that we obviously don't really need anymore. Try that again. Yeah, that's all removed. Excellent. But yeah, we haven't really had any bother with prisoners working in different places. Obviously, if we go to our contraband intelligence here, we can see that probably, yeah, there's been a lot of things smuggled out, which is always a little bit of an issue, but smuggled out of the workshop. But we find them straight away because we got our metal detectors there, and we haven't actually got any metal detectors here at the canteen, which is something I'm going to resolve. I need to get that sorted. Actually, why is that really dirty there? Do we even have a gardener? We do have a gardener. Yes, he's raking up there. That's all right. Anyway, how close are we on this armory? We are done on the armory, so we can put it in. So to do an armory, what do we need? Let's have a quick look for our armory. And we're not even going to... All we're going to do is put it down, spawn it, get the grant done, and call it a day. So it needs to be indoors, weapon rack, guard locker, and a table. So what I could do... What minimum size is it? There isn't a minimum size. I could just cut that out, put it there. So we need a weapon rack, which is a grand, guard locker, and a table. There's a table, there's a weapons rack, there you go. A little bit of money there, but as soon as I go to arm... Oh, actually, wait, arm guard, 1, 2. There's that sorted. And we will get our grant in but a moment. We can actually dismantle this. We don't even need... to do anything else from that. 2 armed guards on patrol. We just go to deployment. Armed guard patrols. And we just go to... There's that grant done. Get rid of that. There's our 15 grand. Click on each one of these. Sack them. Click on that one. Sack them. And then we will dismantle the guard locker. And we will dump the weapon rack. I do not want that at all anywhere in the facility. I don't know. That's a new one, actually. Oh. We smell a tunnel, do we? Search that cell. We'll check that later on. Yeah, I actually don't know what would happen if we have a unbuilt weapons rack. I assume the prisoners wouldn't go there and build it and then use it to like stab the friend or whatever and shoot people. I don't think that would happen. I can't imagine that happening at all. Let me just put some concrete tiles and some mosaic tiles around here. This is our sort of, what would you call it really? We need to join that up there as well. That's our laundry block. Something like that, yeah. It's just a section where we've got our laundry, cleaning cupboard and such, yeah. A couple of people have actually said once or twice that for my next prison, instead of making a couple of very large buildings, so as you can see I've got a large building, large block of building there, I should do very, very small buildings, sort of not even the size of the, pretty much the size of these, or smaller. I don't think they said the size of that, but I think they said something like, don't make anything bigger than a 10 by 10 if possible. And just make a very, very small, or have a sort of medium or even large map, and just use lots and lots of small buildings and connect them all. And that's an interesting one. I don't know why I would do it other than just it's something different to do, but yeah, it could work, couldn't it? It could work. We might do that for the next one, because I am, honestly, running out of ideas for prisons to do. Having done it for so long. Right, we need to put in the remaining bit of sort of flooring around here. What I am going to do is go to our grants and actually get another grant. So I want to get an advance payment here. That's an advance payment of 20 grand. That's an advance payment of 10 grand. I'm going to go for the max sec infrastructure. We'll never get it done. We'll never get it done. I'm not going to get any of these. Increase the security force, unlock body armor, unlock tasers. I mean, I could do it. I could unlock it through the bureaucracy, but I'll never ever buy it, if you know what I mean. So if I unlock tasers and body armor like that, we'll just do it. I'll show you. And increase the size of your security force. What would that require? Just more guards? Up to 20 guards? Well, we should really have some more guards, I guess. But yeah, we're never going to get them because we don't have an armory. Anyway, let's get our common rooms all sorted out. There's that. I just need to put our concrete tiles in. I'll make sure that they are in, which they are. There we go. And then, I was going to say, why have I lost sight on this place? It's because of the lack of the guards working. Let me just put these in here. These are our nice, lovely, lovely walkways all the way around and down. I do need to do a bit of a shakedown. Not a shakedown. I do need to do... Oh, yeah, I need to do a shakedown, actually. I need to do a shakedown on both the cell... The entire prison. I haven't done one for a while now, when I think of it. I'll get on that in a moment. Let me just put the remaining tiles in here. And I'm sure I'm going to miss some out. I always do. And generally what happens is that I'll get a tweet saying, "Ah, you missed it out!" And I fixed it. Here's the save file, which is quite nice of people. I think I've just cancelled a job for cleaning, but that doesn't really bother me. Right, there we go. There's all of the tiles ordered in this place. We'll see how long that actually takes. I do like the mosaic tiles in number. In great number, they do seem to work quite well. Finding a lot of saws and things, as you would expect. Let me just go over to this object here, or rather our objects tab, and we're going to shove down some objects. We're going to shove in, I think, metal detectors. If I can actually spin that round. There we go. Obviously, we need to power that thing up, and it looks like it is powered. Has that been changed? That's an automatic door servo, and it is actually powered by the look of it. Has that been changed at some point? I don't know. Anyway, we've got our unlocked body armor through bureaucracy. Sorry, unlocked tasers, and we're going for the body armor now. So to get the max sec, you actually don't need the max sec infrastructure. I guess it does mean infrastructure, so you have the choice of getting it rather than you have to do it. Interesting one, that. Because I didn't want... One of the primary goals of this prison is not to have any armed guards walking around, any... basically anything that was classed as high risk, anything that could be a bit naughty around the place. No, we're not gonna do that. And we've sort of successfully done it, although I've been corrupted a couple of times by the lure of grants, which is something that is... It's quite sobering, isn't it, when you think that this is, I guess, similar to how it could work in real life. Of, oh, well, you don't have to do this, but you get there is a, you know, a monetary incentive to do certain things. You know, you might have started off with noble intentions to do this, that, and the other, but at the end of the day, you still went and got them. You went to the shop, the taser shop, and you bought loads of tasers, and you bought loads of body armor, and you stocked up, and you know, just to get the grant done. I don't know what's worse: the fact that you had you know, an idea of what you wanted to do, and then went, you know what, I'll deviate from it because of money, or whether you just basically bent the system and went, you know what, I know I'm not going to do this, this, and this, but I can. Sort of, if I do it just a little bit, I'll get some money, and you know, we technically won't be, you know, using them and all that sort of thing. It's a weird one, that. Something to think about. Right, so there is all that. I think that's pretty much all of our cell blocks and all of the tiling done everywhere in the prison. I think that's about right. So what I need to do now is think about what the rest of the prison's going to be like. Let me just put stone in. I can't even remember if I've ever used stone. Let's put stone in. Alright, and we'll see what this looks like. We've actually got almost one of our other grants done. Let's go to staff and hire. Yeah, so we need 20 guards. There we go. So I've hired 20 guards. I want to probably... I still haven't done that shakedown. I've been meaning to do that shakedown constantly. That is stone, and I think it looks quite good. Right, we'll put the stone in then. So everywhere there is dirt, we're going to put stone, right? So we'll put it all the way around the prison, and we will see what it is like. Now, obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time for me to get it sorted, and I'll probably end up overwriting some of the ground bits. And there we go. Let's do the outside bit as well. That was where we're going to have our metal detectors. I should really put them back in. I do have the money, so I might as well. There we go. They should automatically have them powered up. I'll just check our... Yeah, our power grid is fine. Check this one. Power grid is fine. Right. Yes, I like that stone. That stone works for me. Okay, so let's just finish it off. Stone all the way along to the end here, and then up and around. Now, obviously, we've got a little bit of a problem where this forestry is. Excuse me. How far do we go with this? I don't actually know how far I go with that one, because the forestry does overwrite, or rather it goes a little bit further. Excuse me once more. Let us put in the rest of the stone around here and up around the back all the way to there. I don't think I've ever used stone in a prison. I don't think I ever have. I think we'll just go around the forestry like that, because there is a bit of a gap that goes around the thing. It's very hard to see. I know some people have been saying I should put grass here, but I think the forestry overwrites it, you know. I could be wrong about that. Let me just try. I'll put grass like that, but I think when the trees are planted, it actually gets rid of the grass. But I'll just plant it anyway, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm not going to do outside the prison. They can stay as whatever. What are they currently like? Oh, they're just concrete that goes all the way around. So they're going to crack on with that. We've got the rest of it pretty much placed, I think. It's just going to take a while for the workmen to get there. So let's have a quick look at the prison while they get on with that, because we're pretty much done. So we've got pretty much everything you need to run the place. I mean, obviously that is the... It's obviously that's the case, because otherwise it wouldn't have worked this long. But it actually works quite well. Our exports are... Well, we are exporting things. We can go for a cell block C. We'll never ever get it, but we'll just get a bit more money. You can see our valuation is 300,000 generic units of currency there. We are getting... How much are we actually putting out? Bricks and mortar, fixture and fittings. Let's have a quick look. So, money in, money out. Money in, nearly 12 grand. That's alright. And as you can see, our exports there, got a lot of exports. So we are working quite well in the workshop. So we're making license plates, cutting up logs. You can imagine if we continued on with this, or we might even do that, but we'll see. That you can imagine that once more people start passing, because there you go, there's 11 past the workshop safety induction. You can imagine that once that's done, and once more people are actually working, you can imagine we'll probably get a fair amount of money in this place. We'll probably start making a really decent amount of coin. Did I miss that little bit out? I did miss that little bit out. We'll start making a fairly decent amount of coin. In fact, we are getting more and more as it goes up, which is good. That's exactly what we wanted, you see. We wanted a low-risk prison because I've been doing high risk for far too long for my liking. We've been doing a high risk prison where. We've previously been doing high risk prison, but I want to do a low risk prison where we make lots of money and most of our income comes from the workshops. That hasn't been the case because I've just been doing the grants. That's all I've been doing. Getting the grants done. They give you enough money to build anything, as you can see. All of the money that I've done, all of the money that this prison has been built with has come from grants. 90% of it, anyway. I would say 90%, or maybe an 80%. If we're being, if we're doing a conservative estimate. The rest is being prisoners, but we don't get a lot because we're a low risk prisoners, and workshop. And as it goes on, we'll get more money from the workshop, you understand, but we don't need to go any further. We've built the prison. It works, it functions, it's pretty much completely done. I actually really like that stone. In fact, the stone and the grass blends really, really nicely. It actually has lifted it up a bit. It was very, very dark, which was my intention, but it seems to have brought it. It looks like a park around here, doesn't it? It looks really weird. It looks really nice. Huh. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it going through the night, and then I'm going to do a full shakedown, and then I think I will leave it there. But overall, I'm very happy with the prison. I think it works fantastically well. I think the only problem, really, is that we've probably got the wrong type of prisoner. We have low-risk prisoners, right? Which is fine. The advantage is that they're... Oh. Whoa! Look at that! That is one of the... No, that definitely is the longest tunnel I've seen from there to there. But it's also the most communicative tunnel. Is that the right phrase? The fact that it's been dug by 2, 4, 6, 7 people. That is actually quite a good effort, that, isn't it? Let me do a shakedown here. That is quite a good effort, that, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, what I was going to say is that low-risk prisoners, the advantage of them is that they don't really fight and they don't really try to escape. Obviously, that is absolute horse because... Yeah, they've been digging quite well. I bet they've been digging around there. They've been digging everywhere, really. But low-risk prisoners, they don't fight almost at all, right? I mean, you've seen how little they've been fighting. I mean, we haven't even had a fight, I don't think. We've certainly haven't had a death because of fighting, and we've hardly had any fighting at all. No, we haven't. Well, we haven't had any fighting. We had no deaths because of fighting, so there's been no violence whatsoever. There's been a couple of complaints midway through the series, but nothing, grave, no major problems. That's their advantage. That's their main advantage, that they don't tend to boot off. However, their disadvantage is that they don't give you a lot of money because they are, well, the low risk, so you get less money per prisoner. Every unit of prison that you have, you'll get a certain amount of money for. High risk is, the most money you'll get and such. But the low risk stuff, you don't get a lot of money for, so that's a bit of a problem. Also, you could say this is a good thing or a bad thing, really. But for making a prison that is built around industry, which is sort of, I guess we've sort of built it around that. 2 fully stocked workshops is sort of built around it. You want to train the prisoners up, but if they leave, you'll have to retrain prisoners, and you obviously constantly retrain anything. Now, you could argue that, well, that's exactly what it's supposed to be like. You're not playing Workshop Tycoon. Yeah, we're right. It is a prison after all. It's a reformed facility. But for our goal of just making lots of money, it's not conducive to making a crap load of money because you have to retrain prisoners. Such looks like we haven't found any other tunnels there. But yeah, they will leave and such. So there's advantages and disadvantages. So I think that's the only real problem with the prison, that we don't have a lot of... I think the major problem with the prison is the prisoners we have. If we did medium risk, I think we'd have the best of both worlds. We'd have prisoners that stayed longer than the current ones do, and we would have prisoners that would probably learn a bit more, I think. I don't know if the low risk prisoners have a certain affinity or anything else or anything for working in workshops or not, or a dislike of working in workshops. So I don't really know about that one, but yeah, maybe medium would have been better. But I just want to do low risk. Interesting. Anyway, I think we will leave there because there's nothing else to build. We've done full shakedown there. We've got 46,000 in the bank. We have 4,758 generic units of currency coming in per day. That will obviously go up and down based on our exports. Prison works. Prison works. Can't really say any more than that. Links in the description for the game as always. I think I will. I don't know whether to release the save file or not. If I have released the save file, then it will be in the description below. But I'm a bit hesitant to do so because we might actually continue on with this, and not a lot of people download them anyway. So it's sort of a lot of work for nothing, but I'll see. It depends on what happens. And obviously, if it's highly requested, there's a tunnel over there. Apparently, I think not. Then I'll get on with that. But yeah, we'll see. If it's in the description, then you know you can download it. And obviously, feel free if I have done that to do whatever you want with it. But the only thing is, if you share it on, then credit me as the original creator and put a link to my YouTube channel. Right, we're calling it there. Nice prison, not bad, not bad. We'll see what the next alpha brings. As always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. And generic partings.